Hey now, what's up, everybody? Starting. We're not. I know we're starting a little bit early. We're starting a little early. I know. You know. I don't know if anybody's out there right now. I see nobody's out there right now, so we'll wait till some people pop in. Until then, we'll crack open one of these. Cheers. It is Monday night live stream, late night live stream. I am off tonight, so that's why I'm doing this live stream. Kiddos are asleep. Everybody's pretty much passed out, so we're doing a little live stream. Plus, this is, I think, yeah, this is the first content I've done on the channel since Halloween. Been kind of like just kind of tired rut, you know what I mean? Kind of taking a break because if you didn't know, some people on Twitter, I posted on Twitter and stuff like that and all that and everything, and I'm not calling it X. We were just calling it fucking Twitter. I posted on Twitter and everything that I did a 11-day stint at my work just in a row, which is graveyards, which is like that is maddening when you do 11 nights in a row and you do graveyards. So it kind of took a lot out of me. And when I wanted to chill and it came down to Halloween day and the day before Halloween, I just wanted to watch movies. I just wanted to relax with the family, carve pumpkins. So I didn't do any content. Hey, Jason, what's up? Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in, brother. Doing good, man. Doing good. Just an impromptu little live stream, chilling, having myself a drink, enjoying my night off. Like I said, I'm back to work tomorrow night. So this was just a little chill, like I said, random impromptu live stream because I haven't done anything, like I said, on the channel since Halloween. So tonight we're going to talk about some of my recent watches. And you guys could ask me any questions. Anybody who pops in the chat, ask me some questions. But my most recent watch, since we're talking about recent watches, my most recent watch was The Nun 2. I did finally catch the sequel to The Nun, and I was quite surprised about how good it was. Was it like a perfect movie? Was it a fantastic movie? No, but it was definitely miles better than that first film because that first Nun movie was just, it's rough. It's a rough watch. It's very long, it's very dreary. It's not really fun to watch. And the second one was really like quite a good surprise. And I don't know if maybe it's because I'm going through my kind of Halloween hangover, like that hangover, like the blues, you know what I mean? That like a lot of the watches that I've been watching recently in terms of horror films have really surprised me. So yeah, I watched The Nun 2. And then I also watched, of course, Exorcist Believer. We know that was an October watch. That was definitely one for sure. Yeah, definitely. I think it's because when you have religion in horror movies, there's a good chunk of people who love that subgenre of horror films because, some people for religion, it's an unknown thing for them. It's totally unknown. It's scary. So when you're or having faith, having a character that questions their faith, that's a good arc for a character in a movie. So it's very common to see that kind of stuff in a horror film, you know what I mean? And yeah, the nun Valak is such a fantastic character from the Conjuring franchise, and I think this second film definitely did do more justice to the character of Valak. Like I said, it wasn't a perfect movie. There still are some problems with this movie. It's just a lot better than that first film for sure. I also did catch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's. And that one was one that I didn't expect so much character work in that movie. There was a lot of character study stuff in that movie and focus on, just like the background stuff and flashbacks and just a lot of character stuff that I didn't expect from a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which was, surprising, but it kind of got tiresome. And it's a PG-13 horror film. So when it comes to PG-13 for me, if you're going to be a PG-13 horror film, you really have to up the ante in terms of the acting, the character work, and a lot of other elements, style to the film, cinematography, all that kind of stuff. But Five Nights at Freddy's, yeah, like the story for me was just very like mediocre. The animatronics were cool, and there was some cool, like, decent moments for it being a PG-13 horror film, but it just really was not as good as I thought it was gonna be. You know what I mean? It wasn't bad, but it was not as good as I thought it was gonna be. I really wanted it to be better, and I think Willy's Wonderland, which is kind of a movie that's in the same vein as Five Nights at Freddy's, that one's a little better because Willy's Wonderland has more fun with the concept that it is. And plus, Five Nights at Freddy's was almost 2 hours, which I think that's a little too long. I think that's a little too long for a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Yeah, like it overstayed its welcome a little bit because it was like an hour and 55 minutes. But how are you all doing out there? Everybody who's out there, how are you doing tonight on Monday night? I know you're off, Jason. I know you're off, brother. Enjoy your night off, man. Hopefully you're chilling out, watching some movies, or chilling out, watching the live stream. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, I watched those, and then I did, of course, Night of the Demons. That's always a ritual. I watched Night of the Demons and did some pumpkin carving. I watched this one too. I watched Scream 5 right here, the most recent Scream film. A lot of the movies I have right here because I have to redo my total physical media section where I like store all my movies. I want to get a like nice stand and actually like redesign, redo it. So a lot of my movies are like kind of all over the place now, which is making my OCD a little crazy. But and then I watched, of course, John Carpenter's Halloween, the classic. I watched this bad boy, of course. And what else did I watch during that time? I did some more Scooby Doo. I returned some more Scooby Doo, and plus I picked up this too from I believe it was Walmart. That's where I scooped this up. Scooby Doo, Where Are You? The complete first season, or I mean the complete series. So this has both the first two seasons in it. Oh man, so good, so good. I love this show. It's got some special features on here too. We got, let's see, Hanna-Barbera from H to B Studios, artists and animators collaborate. Scooby-Doo's ultimate fans, the gang's followers and memorabilia collectors get the picture, how to draw Scooby-Doo and the gang. Funky fashion, America Loves Scooby-Doo music video. Scooby-Doo Street Smarts, favorite cases of Scooby-Doo fans, and take the Scooby-Doo challenge, which I don't know, I might do that. We'll have to see. We'll see. Yeah, there's some special features on there, so I was like quite surprised, and then I was like, yeah, definitely wanted to pick that up because I recently was doing the, whole Scooby Doo series on my channel. Hey, Sin. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Doing good. Just recovering from a hectic day at the business convention in Vegas. The Marsh King's daughter, before I left for Vegas, thought it was pretty good. Nice, nice. Sweet. I hope you get some time now to chill out, you know what I mean, after your hectic day and all that stuff. And thank you, Sin, for stopping by. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's been a while. Like I bet you it's been wild for everybody because usually like that Halloween time. This is kind of that time where it's like the holidays getting into Thanksgiving. A lot of people have stuff planned, and especially if you got, your real life and then you got your YouTube life, you got kind of a dual life thing going on. So it's like, you get really busy. When, like for me, perfect example, like I have the family, I have the kids and stuff like that, and then I have my work life. So it's like that I just got so tired that I really didn't want to film any videos. Like I just didn't have the urge to or the want to. So I just kind of waited. And I was like, all right, live stream. Let's do a live stream. Let's break that ice and let's just get right back into it. Like I said, I got some other videos planned already in my head. It's just I haven't sat down to film them or edit or anything because I've just been so like, just beaten down and tired. So, but I'm getting back to it now. I'm happy that I'm like going to be filming some videos pretty soon because I still got to do my Velma video, then my Scooby Doo ranking video. Those are both coming up, and then I also wanted to do. I don't know. I wanted to do some more physical media stuff, but I really haven't picked up anything besides the Scooby Doo one, and I've already talked about that a lot. So I was like, I don't know. I have to find some other stuff to talk about. I might actually go over like in depth about some of the other releases that I picked up maybe recently or something like that. Like maybe Prey. I don't know. Or maybe just I might scoop up some other stuff and film a video out and about, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of other physical media stuff that I'm still on the hunt for. So yeah, I got some other videos that I want to do and plan. and also Chucky. I still have to do my Chucky series and finish that because I'm already on to see the Chucky. I got to do Cult and Curse, and then I got to rank them. I was thinking of doing also the Child's Play remake. I got to watch the Child's Play remake also and pop that in there because that one I've only seen once, and it was when it first came out. So it's like I got to watch it again to kind of maybe see if my feelings have changed on that before I pop out my ranking for the channel. So yeah, it just kind of sucks because, like I said, I'm like a horror channel, and that's what I pride myself on doing more. And like during the Halloween season, I was just like, damn, like, but it was kind of cool. Like I said, one of our coworkers, he had to get surgery, so it's just he really needed to get that done. And then, like I said, we covered him for those days and just went through. Plus, I got mad overtime, which was cool because I got to get some more stuff for the Halloween time. I got to get more candy, which, for speaking of Halloween, how was everyone's Halloween? Because ours was popping. It was popping. It was literally like the 90s again. There was kids on every corner. My mom was handing out candy, and the candy, she said she had to fill the candy bowl up twice. Like that's how many times we ran out of candy in the bowl, and like I had backups in the closet. She had to fill it up twice. That's how many trick or treaters we got. So yeah, it was definitely a lot better than the previous 2 years because the last 2 years, just because of the whole COVID thing and getting back to it, and a lot of the trunk or treat that's been a more popular thing over the years. There wasn't a lot of kids on the streets over the last couple of years, but yeah, this year it was really popping. Like I said, it felt like the 90s again. So I was thoroughly, thoroughly happy walking around in my Pennywise costume. And then my son was he did Leatherface, and then my daughters, they kind of did their own thing. They went on their own, but you know they're middle school now, about to be in high school, so they're like, we're gonna go trick or treating by ourselves. So you know they don't want to walk around with their parents anymore and everything like that. But yeah, it was really a lot of fun, and still, like I said, my favorite day of the year. Plus, I got to come home and hand out some candy too, watch some movies. So, and then I went to work. So it was a good Halloween night. Even though I had to go to work, it was a fantastic Halloween night because I got the trick or treating in, got to watch some movies, hand out candy, and then I went to work. Is it harder for horror movies to have rewatchability because you know when the scares are coming when you rewatch it? So for horror movies, it really depends. I find, to be honest, films that are hardest to rewatch are films that rely on a twist ending or a twist midway through the movie or something like that. And if that's something they heavily rely on, it can be kind of a negative. So it can be really a positive, it depends. But for one instance, I must say The Sixth Sense. M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense, I think, is a fantastic movie, a really good film. But once you know the ending, rewatching it is never as good as watching it that first time. So, like I said, there's certain movies like that where once you learn the twist, it kind of ruins the movie because you can't have any more fun with the film. There are certain other films that make it work though, that I love the twist, like films that have reveals, like slasher films, for instance, like Scream. Like Scream. I know who the killers are. I've watched Scream thousands of times, but I still return to Scream, the 1996 movie, because I have so much fun with, Billy and Stu. And when they reveal themselves, you know what I mean? Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich are just fantastic, and they have great chemistry on screen that I love seeing it. So those are two examples right there in terms of movies I think that have twists towards the end or in the third act that, like I said, make it more rewatchable, and then there's another one that makes it less rewatchable. But like I said, Sixth Sense, I still think is a good movie. I still think M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense is like a 4-star movie or a 3.5-star movie. It's just not a heavy rewatchable movie for me. And like I said, it'll never be as good as that first time. Whereas when I watch Scream, the nostalgia kind of grows and it grows on you. And I have more fun with it and more fun with it every time I rewatch it. So, it just kind of depends. But yeah, for me, like horror movies are the ones that I love. It's like comfort food for me. I mean, Star Wars is another one. Like in terms of non-horror, Star Wars is fantastic. I can watch just about any Star Wars movie any time of the day. Even The Last Jedi. I don't really love The Last Jedi, but I can watch that film. I always tell people The Last Jedi is the worst, most beautiful looking Star Wars film because I literally think The Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars film, but it is truly one of the greatest looking Star Wars films in terms of cinematography, in terms of shots. It is freaking gorgeous. So there's a huge thing with The Last Jedi. I just think the characters and the story arcs are really bad. But yeah, Star Wars is another world in terms of like horror genre, in terms of franchises that are non-horror. Star Wars is one that I could return to, and I have so much fun with it every time. Harry Potter. I love the Harry Potter franchise. That's another franchise that's like comfort food. The James Bond franchise, you already know, Jason. Plus, I like how the kids find strength in their friendship to battle Pennywise. Oh yeah, plus Skarsgård performance is so fun to watch. Oh yeah, for Penny. Oh, sorry, I skipped one of them. What I liked about the It as horror movies, it did chapter one. There's a lot of good drama, and I like how it deals with the grief of loved ones. So yeah, It chapter one is really good. Like it really is a good film because the only bad thing about it, to be honest, is some of the CGI. That's really only the bad stuff about it. But It Chapter One has some really strong atmosphere. Skarsgård is great. He's still not my favorite Pennywise. I still love Tim Curry, but I adore Tim Curry's performance in just about everything he does. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Home Alone 2, like just about anything Tim Curry's in, I adore him. So, but Skarsgård did the best he could, and he really is a fantastic, person to bring in. And the kid cast in It Chapter One, really good kid cast, and they feel like they're really friends. And like I said, dealing with that drama, dealing with all the stuff going on with Pennywise, it's really horrific. So I like that first film, It Chapter One. It Chapter Two, I do like that one as well. I just think the adults are better in the It 1990 miniseries. So that's my main problem with It Chapter Two. And also, I find that It Chapter Two is a little bit too long. It's about 15 minutes too long. I really think you could have shaved off a good amount of time on that one and you could have tightened it up, and that would have made it a more impactful film. But yeah, It 1990, that's one that I always return to, like for real. Like even not when it's non-Halloween time. I probably watch the It 1990 movie at least 2 or 3 times a year because I absolutely fucking love that film. So that's why I wanted to do Pennywise this year, but I already know what my costume is going to be for next year. I know it's weird out there. Sadly, I am one of those weirdos that I pick my Halloween costumes pretty much a year in advance. Like I already know my feelings after I'm done with Halloween and it's already, November's here. I already know my feelings on what I want to be for next year. So I am one of those weirdos. But I hope, like, I don't know if I should keep it a secret. I kind of want to keep it a secret what my Halloween costume is going to be for next year. That way, when I show it off, maybe people can guess my costume. But it's going to be kind of like a deep cut in terms of a horror character. You know what I mean? It's not like a very popular horror villain or horror character or anything like that. It's a deep cut, but it's a film that I really love, and it's a character that I feel like is a part of me. Like I feel like when I watch the horror movie, like this specific horror film, I feel like this character has a part of me, who's inside that character. So that's what I want to do for Halloween next year. But we got 3 people in the house right now. Make sure you smash that like button. Smash the like button, please. And I try not to destroy my physical media, please. Night of the Demons took a fall. We were just Night of the Demons. But yes, smash that like button. I greatly appreciate it. And if you all have any questions, please hit me up down below. I agree the second one is too long. I like the cast though. Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, and Bill Hader. Yeah, there is a really good cast. There really is. I feel like actually though, James McAvoy, I didn't really like him as Bill. You know what I mean? I didn't like him as Billy. You know what I mean? I just I feel like James McAvoy, I've seen him act way better. Like he did so good as Professor X. He did so good in the movie Split. I mean, Wanted. I don't really like the movie Wanted, but James McAvoy is fantastic in that movie. And I feel like it chapter two, he's kind of I feel like the weakest of the adult characters. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. But yeah, it chapter two, I still do enjoy it. I still love it, and it's fun to watch it because my daughters, they're horror fans too, and they're new generational horror fans. So they love it, chapter one and two. Though that's their Pennywise, you know what I mean? And to watch, it 1990, my daughters are like, they're kind of like bored with it. They don't understand it. Like they like the movie, but they don't like it as much as me. It's not as impactful as it was for them as it was for me. But the Skarsgård one is for them because that's their first Pennywise. That's the first. That's actually the first horror film like experience I took my daughters out to see. My wife and I, we took them to go see, it chapter two. So they were really just in love with that version. Yeah, there was something missing from It Chapter 2. The spark from the first one just didn't seem to be around for the second one. Yeah, there was stuff missing. Like I said, it's not a bad sequel. It's just it's not as up to par as that first one. But I think for to be honest, It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 are films that you have to digest them together. It's more of just one giant film that just got split into two, kind of like Deathly Hollows Part 1 and Part 2. You know what I mean? You just enjoy them as one big film, and I think that's the best way to do it. But me, that nostalgia, that love, that 1990 version, it's always going to be home for me. It's going to be comfort food because, like I said, every time I watch it, I remember it takes me right back to sitting on my couch, eating my favorite Doritos, some Cool Ranch, some jalapeno cheddar cheese dip, and a Coca Cola, and sitting down and watching it, you know what I mean? And enjoying Tim Curry's masterful performance. Like he is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that film will always hold a special place in my heart. And like I said, if anybody didn't, shameless plug, my top 34 horror films ranking for my birthday. I ranked my favorite and top 34 horror films of all time. And yes, of course, It 1990 was in there. Welcome to the Losers Club. I know, dude. Like, that's what I mean. Like, there's so much to love about it. Like, in terms of a Stephen King novel and a adaptation that they brought to life on film, it really has kind of like that Goonies vibe. It has that Goonies vibe, but then it has horror elements. So that's why I love it so much because I love the Goonies. The Goonies is a fantastic film. And when you're a kid and you're a child and you have your friend group and almost anything is possible and your minds can stretch any imagination, you know what I mean? You can think of whatever you want. That's what these films feel like, and it feels like the whole world is in front of you too, you know what I mean? That's another great thing about, like, even though these kids are in danger, but that's what makes you fear for them. It's like, oh, these kids are young, they have their whole life and the whole world in front of them, and Pennywise is after them. So that's what makes it even more scary. But like I said, that Goonies vibe of capturing that youth, you know what I mean, and bringing it to life on screen. Because I tell my kids all the time, and I know, no matter how much you tell them as an adult and you beat it into them, they're never going to really listen to you. But I'm like, you really need to cherish this time as a child, being carefree, just enjoying your friends, going to school, enjoying time off and vacation and not having to work and not having to do adulting type stuff. I really try to tell my kids to relax and just chill out, but they always want to grow up faster. You know what I mean? Like it's just that's a thing. As being a kid, you just want to grow up, you want to rush it, and it's like don't rush it. There's nothing to rush because like when you get into it, it's not that fantastic. Like I said, I don't hate being an adult, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm definitely always telling my kids to stop, look around, and enjoy life for a little bit because, like I said, before you know it, in the blink of an eye, it's going to pass you by. You know what I mean? High school is going to be gone, middle school is going to be gone, then it's going to be college. Like my daughters, they're gonna be in high school pretty soon. It's like it makes me feel like what the like that's crazy. They're gonna be driving a car soon. They're gonna be doing all these things soon. So it's yeah, it's wild how time flies. Let's see, Jason, what's up? Are there any other good Stephen King stories that will be remade? I don't know. To be honest, I feel like it's time. I love this movie, but I feel like it's time for a new version of it, and that's Dreamcatcher. I really do love Dreamcatcher, and that's a Stephen King adaptation that's not talked about a lot, but Dreamcatcher is one that I think it's about time we're to the time where we are up to date. You know what I mean? Where we can do a modern version of that film, and I think it would be really cool. It's crazy you have kids that old. I always assumed your kids were pretty young still. Thanks. Thank you for assuming I'm young. But yeah, I have two daughters and they're about to be in high school, and then my son is 5. He's gonna be 6 in January. So 3 kids, yeah, and they keep me young though. That's one thing though too, is they keep me young. Like I love watching cartoons and drawing with them or going to the park and stuff. So that's one fantastic thing about having kids. Kids is they really do help you as an adult hold on to that youth. You know what I mean? Salem's Lot has been remade, but it seems that it's not going to be released anytime soon. I know. I've been waiting for that. That's for real. I forgot about that. Since besides you mentioning that, I would have totally forgot about that. I remember hearing about Salem's Lot and them introducing the cast and everything, and I was like, for real, where is this movie? Like, I'm anxious to see this movie for real because Salem's Lot is one that the original I'm not really that high on. You know what I mean? But I'm more of a John Carpenter's vampires or From Dusk Till Dawn type vampire guy. So Salem's Lot falls in the camp of being like a Nosferatu or a Bram Stoker's Dracula, which are films that I appreciate, but that's not my vampire films. I'm more into, like I said, From Dusk Till Dawn, Underworld, John Carpenter's vampires, Near Dark. Those are more my style of vampire films. I've had my eye on that film since I first found out about it last year. Yeah, see, like that's what I mean. It really did. It vanished. It did. Good news. I got my Blu-ray copy. Hey, Drew, what's up? By the way, thanks for stopping by. Blu-ray copy of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Blue Beetle recently. Congratulations, brother. Awesome for supporting physical media. You always got to support physical media. You know what I mean? Can't let these streaming companies and all these people win. We want to own our own stuff. That's why I'm so happy that this right here, this is one right here, Prey. I'm so happy that this came out in physical media because Prey is a film that totally deserved it. I would have been so upset if I wouldn't have been able to add that to my collection. I know there's a lot of people out there that are very upset about Barbarian because they were unable to own that right now. So I'm happy that they released Prey. I feel like Carrie has been done to death, and the original is probably the best version. Yeah, it depends. Some people really do like the Carrie remake, and then they did a Rage, the Carrie 2, Rage Carrie 2, which was the sequel. But yeah, I think Carrie, that Brian De Palma film, that's highly underrated. Highly underrated. I think that's a very great Stephen King adaptation. Another one that I really do love is Children of the Corn, which I know a lot of people find that to be boring, but I think it's because there's so many other Children of the Corn films that first one gets kind of lumped in with the group of like 9 or 12 other Children of the Corn films, and people just tend to hate them. For Halloween one year, you visit Salem, oh, Massachusetts with the kids. Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you for stopping by, Mark. Thank you so much, buddy. Oh, that would be awesome for real. Like, I would really love to do that. There's some places that I want to go to because I know they make Halloween a more bigger deal than they do out here in New Mexico. That's where I live. But I kind of really do want to get like a whole like festival Halloween thing going on over here. You know what I mean? But I do want to visit some other places. Salem is a cool place. I have to visit it. I'm gonna have to go there. Maybe I'll make that a trip or make that a thing for me and my wife and the kids. I'll be like, let's go out there. Let's go check it out. You know what I mean? Because I'm always thinking of places to go. Because I don't know. taking the kids. I've taken them to Colorado, took them to, Vegas and other places like that and stuff. But yeah, I want to venture out. It's been kind of places really near New Mexico. I haven't gone too far. With a quick visit to Lizzie Borden's. Oh, Jason Entertainment. Hey, Nora, how you doing? I'm doing very good, man. Enjoying my night off, chilling, having a beer, hanging out with all of you. And like I said, my night off, just hanging out, talking about movies, recent watches, and all that kind of stuff. Have you seen Scooby Doo and Crypto? I don't know. I don't think I've seen that. I haven't seen that. Is that a movie? If that's a movie, I haven't seen. I haven't dived into a lot of the movies yet. I've seen some of them over time, but I know there's like 40 plus movies, I think. But I've mainly done the TV shows. I'm more of a Scooby Doo TV show person, but I really do want to start diving into the movies, and I'm thinking about covering them on the channel. It's funny how many good actors started in horror movies like John Travolta, Kevin Bacon, Johnny Depp, and Renee Zellweger. Yes, it's true. Even Matthew McConaughey is famous for being in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: Next Generation. So that's what I mean. There's a whole host of people who their origins are from horror movies. Elijah Dushku, she was in Wrong Turn. Out of all the movies that have come out this year, what's your favorite performance from an actor in a leading role? Oh wow, Drew, that's a great question. Um, Man, you know what? I'd probably have to say, to be honest, my favorite performance from a leading actor in a role this year. I'm really trying to think of what I saw this year. I mean, Ethan Hunt, like Tom Cruise does so good as Ethan Hunt. Like, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, probably to bring it up again, you just talked about it. He does such a good job as Ethan Hunt. Um, but I had a lot of fun with Evil Dead Rise and our evil mama. She was great. Like I don't know the actress's name. I'm sorry. Like it's blanking off the top of my head, but our evil mama from Evil Dead Rise, she got to do a lot of really fun stuff, and I thought that was awesome. But she wasn't really the lead character. She was kind of like a lead villain. So I probably have to go with Tom Cruise, man, as Ethan Hunt this year. He's done a fantastic job with that character, and Mission Impossible is just growing stronger and stronger. Yeah, it's direct to DVD movie this year. Yeah, it's a direct to DVD movie this year. What is? Hold on. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to check that out. Killian Murphy was absolutely fantastic in Oppenheimer. I have yet to see Oppenheimer. I do have to check that out. I really do. Another shout out I would love to give because I really did enjoy the Barbie film was Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling is absolutely fantastic. He is one of those actors I could watch him watch paint dry and I'll be entertained. He knows what to do. In Blade Runner 2049, in fucking Only God Forgives, in Barbie, I love Ryan Gosling and just about everything he does. Man, me too. I've been thinking of covering them. I didn't watch a lot of TV shows, but I want to dive into it and watch only the classics. What's New, Scooby Doo, and The King, Mystery Incorporated. The King, I know a lot of people love Mystery Incorporated. That is a really fun one. I've grown a huge passion for Be Cool Scooby Doo. Be Cool Scooby Doo is like hilarious. That one, I could not stop laughing. I like Jim Caviezel in The Sound of Freedom. I have yet to see that one too, Jason. I'm gonna have to check that out. I do like Jim Caviezel though. He's a good actor, and he does sink into his roles. He's a very method type actor. Great question, Drew. Great question, Drew. Drew, I would say Killian Murphy as well. I believe it's Killian. I don't know if it's Killian. I always forget how to say that, but yes, Oppenheimer is one I have to check out for reals. You know what I mean? That's a film that I highly missed in theaters, but I didn't get a chance to see a lot of films in theaters. I got to see Evil Dead Rise, Exorcist. What else did I go see in theaters? See, I'm already blanking on like what else I saw in theaters. I'm gonna have to go through my letterbox and talk about it. Speaking of Ryan Gosling, have you seen the trailer for the next movie, Fall Guy? Oh yes. So that got brought up on a live stream from Did You See That? Mike, did you see that? Go over to that channel, sub to him right now. He had a live stream recently for Z Talks for his last Z Talks, and that film got brought up. And then I went after that we had that live stream. I went and watched that, and I was like, oh man, like I need to see this too because, like I said, Ryan Gosling is one of those actors that I just think he can do anything. He can do any role. Like even what is it? The one he did a movie with Russell Crowe, The Nice Guys. Oh, fantastic chemistry. Great detective noir story. The Nice Guys was so good. Oh my Ryan. Oh my Ryan Gosling. He is one of the most underwhelming actors for me. It's okay. That's what I mean. Sometimes that's everybody has a difference of opinions, and that's okay. But I like for me, yeah, he's right up my alley in terms of acting. I know like Mike doesn't like Tom Hardy, which always surprises me. I also saw The Flash recently. It was entertaining, but it wasn't fantastic. Yeah, The Flash is one of those films that it's a great ride and it's very entertaining, but it's also very frustrating when you sit down and think about it. Like when you watch it, it's a blast, but then afterwards, when you're sitting down and thinking about the movie The Flash, it's a very frustrating movie. Still haven't seen Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Oh well, don't worry about it, bro. You don't even waste your time, like for real. But I'm not a huge fan of the Shazam movies. Like I really wasn't. Those ones I didn't. Hey Jason, how are you doing? So glad to see another Jason YouTuber. We got two Jasons in the house. All we need is Jason Voorhees. Yeah, all we need is Jason Voorhees. There you go. Now we got three Jasons in the house. Three Jasons. Also, have you seen the trailers for Echo and Kingdom of the Apes? I've seen the Kingdom of the Apes one, have not seen the trailer for Echo. But Marvel, I'm kind of hit or miss with recently. I'm very hit or miss with Marvel recently. My favorite thing they've done of lately, besides Werewolf by Night, was Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi and Werewolf by Night were probably my most two favorite Marvel projects in terms of stuff in their universe. From Screen Zen and Jason the Nice One, we should do a multiverse of Jasons. That would be the thing, just have one stream and all Jasons. Different opinions from different Jasons all across the universe. But yeah, I've kind of soured on a lot of, you know, superhero stuff. Like DC, Shang-Chi is fantastic. Yeah, I've soured on a lot of superhero stuff recently. The most excited I am for is the Crow remake. We're getting a Crow remake, and I'm very excited for that. But that's non DC, non Marvel. You know what I mean? I want other superhero stuff that's non DC, non Marvel. That's what I want. To be honest, I want to sink my teeth into other superhero stuff that's not attached to any of these big dogs. And we need Norton, aka Jason Voorhees, in it. Voices from the Mausoleum is here. Hi, Insomnia is kicking my ass, so wanted to say hi. Thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. I'm always here. For me, like I'm here for all you people who are insomnia or insomniacs because, like I said, I work graveyards, so as it gets closer to midnight, I am more awake right now. I'm another Jason. Can I join you guys? We got all kinds of Jasons in the house tonight. I always thought Mike should do a Z Talks with all YouTubers named Mike. That would be hilarious. Godzilla? Are you talking about Godzilla -1, Mark? Because that looks fantastic. Yeah, there's a new Godzilla film coming out. I think it's going to hit theaters. It's called Godzilla -1, and it looks really good. The Godzilla design in it looks freaking fantastic. But I don't think it's out yet. I think it hits theaters this November. Godzilla! But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, something else I watched since Angel's here from Voices from Mausoleum. Since you're here, I did like The Nun 2. You have to watch it. It is better than the first one. And I really want to know your thoughts on it. So you have to let me know. Go out, watch The Nun 2. I'm not going to give you any more details than that. I just want you to know that it is better than the first film. I heard Godzilla minus one is crazy. It's got great reviews in Japan. I bet it does, dude. Like for real, it looks fucking awesome. Like Godzilla films are right up my alley, and my son is at that prime age where he's loving Godzilla movies. Yeah, December 5th for North America. Okay, so December 5th. Gonna have another one besides that one. Oh god, that's so reassuring because I hated the first one. Yeah, the first one is such a letdown because Valak is a fantastic character, but they do some amazing things with Valak in this new film. Like I said, it's not a perfect film, it's not a great film, but it is a much better improvement than that first film. And this is kind of why I wanted to do the live stream too, is just talk about some of my recent watches because I haven't been hopping out a lot of content recently because of work and everything, and just adulting and having to do a lot of stuff. There's been a lot of other stuff behind the scenes that I've had to do too and stuff, but I don't want to bore you guys to death. But that's why I've been telling my kids a lot lately. Enjoy life, stop, take a look around, and just enjoy it for a while. Yeah, I agree. The Nun 2 is better than the first one. Thank you, Jason. I'm glad you liked it as well. Do you see a Nun 3? If yes, where would you go? Oh, okay. So I feel like not. I feel like no, Nun 3. I feel like if anything, they really need to just cap it off with another Conjuring film. Like, you know what I mean? We've had a trilogy of Annabelle films. We've had two Nun films now, and I think we need to and we have the Curse of La Llorona. I think we need to finish it off with a Conjuring film, you know what I mean? And just cap it off and really make it a tight knit universe before they start going down a rabbit hole, just popping out needless sequels and spin-offs that we don't need. Adulting sucks. It does, Jason. I know. It does. There's some fun things I love about being an adult, but yeah, adulting does suck. Like, certain shit is just annoying. Did you watch When Evil Lurks? Oh, the movie is wild. Yes, it is, Angel. I loved it. I freaking loved it. And that film, When Evil Lurks, is a total surprise for me. This film is a Spanish horror film that is a great foreign film. It's got creepy vibes, it's got a true atmosphere, some great true jump scares, and is totally a contender for horror film of the year. Right now, for me, it's Evil Dead Rise and When Evil Lurks. Those are kind of the two horror films that are butting heads for the top spot. I do love Influencer. Influencer is another one that I really did love. That's also on Shudder. You can check that out. So if you haven't seen it, go watch Influencer because that's a great one. Is Conjuring like the longest franchise right now? Oh, in terms of horror franchises, no. No, Conjuring isn't the longest running one. The longest running horror franchise, I mean, you can't really technically count some of these films, but it's the Amityville horror films. And that's because it's become a public domain property and anybody can make an Amityville horror film, like Amityville Karen, Amityville this, Amityville that. So that technically is the longest running franchise. In terms of ones that's quality, it's Friday the 13th, baby. Friday the 13th. Where's my Jason mask? I've lost Jason. It's Friday the 13th. That's the best one. But I know Angel would probably disagree. She would probably argue that Scream is the best going, longest running horror franchise right now. Definitely definitely the longest horror universe franchise. I mean, yeah, technically, yeah, universe franchise. There really isn't any other ones like that besides maybe Alien versus Predator. They did connect Jason and Freddy, but yeah, Alien versus Predator is one. The dog scene. Oh yes, the dog scene. So good, so good. That one actually made my wife jump off the couch. I was so happy when I saw that because a friend of mine told me about like a certain scene, and he was like, "Dude, when you see it, it'll hit you." And that one actually got my wife to jump off the couch. It was really, really fun. I have to watch When Evil Lurks. I think it's either from Chile or Argentina. I don't know. I don't specifically know what country it's from, but yes, it is a foreign film, and yeah, it's fantastic. I really do want to do a in-depth review of that film because it definitely deserves it. It's so good. By the same folks that did Terrified, and the movie was amazing. I've never seen that. They did Terrified. I'm gonna have to check that out and search that out because When Evil Lurks is fantastic. And if it's the same people, I need to see it. Love Friday the 13th. We share a same passion, maybe a bit biased because of the name, but man, love them a lot. Yeah, for me, Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th franchise is just that's I love all that camp nature, that whole thing. I've seen the first Friday the 13th and Jason Lives. Well, you know what? You've seen the best one. It's okay. You've seen Jason Lives, and that's the best one, Jason. But you really should dive into more. You should maybe during the summertime for like a little like summertime, review series, cover the Friday the 13th franchise. You know what I mean? That would probably be fun. I would actually love to see a show about Friday the 13th. I see that Chucky did, and I think it could actually work. Yeah, they are doing currently a Friday the 13th TV show that is in the works by A24. It's going to be on Peacock, and it's going to be written by the same guy who did the Hannibal TV series. So there's a lot of exciting positives for me that I hear in that statements. I love A24. The Hannibal TV series was fucking awesome. And I'm a huge fan of Friday the 13th. And being that it's a TV series, we're going to get so much more content. So I'm happy about that. We share Scooby Doo and Jason Voorhees, man. Yep, that's our loves. We can't deny. Oh man, for real. Like that, I'm very excited though. Like I said, for that Peacock TV series, I don't know necessarily when it's coming out, but I heard it's going to be a prequel TV series. So I think, to be honest, it's going to be about Pamela Voorhees and Jason. And then as we go into the second season or the third season, it's going to transition into something else and evolve into maybe like, Jason Voorhees stuff. And we might have a time jump. So I'm really excited. Really, really excited. The first Friday the 13th film is one of my favorites, along with the final chapter. The final chapter is fantastic. I know that's probably heralded as one of the greatest, probably the most popular answer for best Friday the 13th film because it is a very good slasher film. I've heard Jason Takes Manhattan is a fun film. It is fun. Jason Takes Manhattan is one of those films that if you can turn your brain off, you can have a lot of fun with it. But for me, it is my least favorite of the Friday the 13th films, but I still do watch it. I've still seen Jason Takes Manhattan like over 20 times, but it's just one that, like I said, after watching all of them so many times, it is my least favorite. Oh, really? I didn't. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm sold, man. A24 have been killing it, and you can do so much with this. Yeah, for real. Like they have a lot of options that they can do with this. So my theory is that the first season is going to be about Pamela Voorhees and Jason as a child, him getting bullied at the camp, Pamela Voorhees being a cook, and eventually leading up to Jason Voorhees' death. And then the second season can be Pamela going into a fit of madness and rage and wanting to kill the camp counselors that are responsible for not watching her son, and going through and actually taking that step into becoming a murderer. And then you can even do a third season or lead it into a movie where you do the time jump and then you bring Jason back. So I think there's a lot of options you can do, but for me, I think that's the best route. Do 3 seasons like that, or 2 seasons and then lead into a movie with the time jump and then bring Jason back. There's a lot of fun stuff. And like I said, A24 are the perfect production company, I think, to bring this to life because they are knocking it out of the park in a lot of areas. Like Talk to Me was really good. It's a really good film. It's not perfect, but it is a really good original film. And I can't wait to see what they do with the sequel. So yeah, for me, I was all sold on a lot of the stuff that they told me about the Friday the 13th TV series. And I also heard we're possibly going to be getting a Halloween TV series as well, but that's going to be done by Miramax. I believe Miramax is the ones that got the rights for that. Fear Street for life. Oh, it was this. I would hire the writer of, I don't remember the name, but Netflix did the trilogy. Oh, yeah, Fear Street. There you go. Yeah. Angel was on top of that real quick. Yeah, Fear Street was great. I actually watched Fear Street, was it 94 or 99 or whatever, right up during Halloween, during October. I watched that first film, which is my favorite. I love the other two. I really do. And that second one should be my favorite because it's like Jason camp slasher vibes. But that first one just, oh, the soundtrack. Nine Inch Nails, Nirvana, freaking ugh. it just oozes so many fun things. And then we even got the Pixies. Come on, the Pixies is in there, and there's some really cool kills. Like that first film is just really good. I love Fear Street. The whole trilogy is great, but that first one is deeply my favorite. But I hope you all are having an awesome night and enjoying your night. It's getting late. Not too late, not too late. Like I said, 11 o'clock over here. At my time, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, I feel that trilogy is a bit underrated. Yeah, in terms of horror trilogies, Fear Street is probably one of the best, and there's not a lot of horror trilogies out there, but Fear Street is definitely probably one of the best. Yeah, it came out of nowhere and was just amazing. And I heard they're going to be doing more, Jason. Be excited. They are going to be doing more because I think R.L. Stein did more Fear Street books. There's more than just those three. Like he's done more, like, kind of like I got all these Goosebumps books right here. R.L. Stein, I got Goosebumps books right here. We got this one. And we got this one. Sorry, I'm leaving out of the camera. This one. And yeah, like I said, this one, but I don't have any of the Fear Street books, so I do have to get those because, like I said, that's R.L. Stein books, and I'm a fan of his. I read more of his books than I do Stephen King. 1 a.m. here for H. I'll be like 1 a.m. for me too. Everybody at 1 a.m. Oh, great! I can't wait for more. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think that's gonna be. To be honest, the only thing that's going to make me keep my Netflix subscription is if they freaking bring out more Fear Street. Because once Stranger Things season 5 is done, there's going to be no reason for me except for maybe Cobra Kai, and Stranger Things season 5. Those are the only reasons that I want Netflix right now. Cool. I loved Goosebumps as a kid. Yeah, dude, for real. Goosebumps is badass for real. Like these some of the greatest books, and I've slowly started introducing and reading them to my son, but they're still kind of too a little mature for him. I think he has to be in like the teenage age. By the way, I heard that Disney Plus had a Goosebumps show. Have you watched it? No, I have not. And it's starring Justin Long, but I've heard some really good things about it. I have. Cobra Kai, you were correct, Jason. Like I said, Cobra Kai, cannot forget that. Like for real. Stranger Things and Cobra Kai are the only two reasons for Netflix right now. And once those are over, it's going to be done, except for, like I said, Fear Street. If they're going to be popping out another Fear Street trilogy, I'm definitely going to have to keep my Netflix subscription because my physical media collection is just growing. It's growing and growing. So it's like once I get so many movies, I really don't want to have subscriptions anymore because I feel like it's just a waste of money. Why I still have Netflix is for Cobra Kai season 6, Stranger Things season 5, and Arcane season 2. I haven't watched that yet. I've heard some decent things, but I haven't watched that yet. And One Piece season 2. I still have to watch One Piece. There's a lot of shows to watch. That's one thing is like it's hard for me to catch up on TV shows. Movies, it's quick, it's an easy watch, but TV shows, yes. Oh, Angel said she's dying for Arcane season 2. I'll definitely have to check this out. Is this animated? Right, this is an animated show, right? I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Planet CHH is in the house. Christian, thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated, brother. We are talking physical media, TV shows, movies, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I haven't seen Arcane yet on Netflix. I was so sad to know that Arcane didn't come this year. And a lot of stuff got postponed because of that writer strike and all that. That's what hurt a lot of people, and that's what kind of sucks. But we are going to be getting some good content next year. But also, Eli Roth Thanksgiving is coming. I believe it's this Friday or this Thursday. So I hope you all are excited for that. Do you buy or order any obscure titles from boutique labels? Yes, I do, Jason. Yes, I do. I do buy some crazy stuff sometimes. Like I do. Vinegar Syndrome is probably the place that I buy my most obscure stuff from. Like Don't Open Till Christmas. That's a really good foreign slasher film. And the slip to that, it's in my room though, and my kid and my wife are sleeping in there, so I can't run in and go grab that. But Vinegar Syndrome puts out a lot of fantastic obscure horror titles that you want to check out for real. And even Arrow Video does a lot of great stuff. League of Legends, I haven't seen that either. That's a TV show on Netflix. I have not seen League of Legends. I forgot also about Squid Game season 2. That's another one that I'm way behind on. I have not seen Squid Game season 1, so I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. But like I said, it's much easier for me to watch movies than it is TV shows. Like I said, those are quick watches for me. I did do the Twisted Metal TV show. I watched that on Peacock, so I did watch that. I'm starting to wonder if I want to keep my Disney Plus subscription because everything has been pretty bad on it. Yeah, I know. That's what sucks, Jason, is like Disney Plus for me. I'm such a huge Star Wars fan, which is why I keep my Disney Plus subscription. But since they're doing Mandalorian seasons and they're releasing those on physical media, they might start doing Andor and Ahsoka and other Star Wars TV shows. So if they start doing that, I'm just going to start buying all my Star Wars physical media. Oddly enough, I've been on deadly TV show kick. I just got Alf and Frasier box sets. That is fantastic, bro. Frasier, I haven't watched that in years. You know, Frasier, actually watching Frasier and thinking of Frasier reminds me of Spin City. I'm a huge Michael J. Fox fan, and Spin City just and Barry Bostwick. Oh, that takes me right back to that kind of era of staying up late and watching those shows as a kid. You know what I mean? Yeah, Alf was fun. I haven't seen it in such a long time for real. There's a lot of good TV shows, and I feel like right now we are kind of in a golden era, a second golden era of TV shows, and that's why we have the Halloween franchise and Friday the 13th franchise and Chucky all going to television because I think the creators, the producers and the directors, the writers, they all know that we are in a second coming of television shows, and that's what people are digesting. Not me, personally, not me, but a lot of other people out there are digesting television shows. Like for me, the ones I'm most excited for right now are Friday the 13th, Stranger Things season 5, and like I said, Cobra Kai getting that season 6 in definitely. Arcane is based off League of Legends. Okay, so that's what it's based off of. That's what Angel was saying. See, I didn't know that. I don't play a lot of games either. I really wish I played games and I don't play a lot of games. I bought the 4K of The Incredible Melting Man from 1977 from Vinegar Syndrome. It has gooey effects from Rick Baker. That is cool. I bet it does. Rick Baker is fantastic in terms of special effects. So if he did the special effects on that, I bet they are amazing. Yeah, I understand. I'm getting a new on the TV shows like you. I love watching movies because you invest like 2 or 3 hours and that's it. Yeah, TV shows it really has to be really good. The characters, the story, everything has to sink me in, and it has to basically be one of those things that you just want to binge. You're like, I don't want to put this down, and then I won't stop. If it's bad, well, at least it's done. But if you have to wait for a weekly episode and they're bad, was a waste. Yeah, that's one thing too. A lot of people don't like waiting time wise, but that's one thing for me in terms of TV shows. Growing up in terms of the 80s and 90s, I always had to wait like a week, you know what I mean? Like, so I didn't mind that. So when TV shows have every episode on there, I'm like, oh, cool, fuck yeah, dude. Like, let's binge the whole thing right away. That way we can see what's going on. But when you have to wait a week, I can understand, that being a bothersome thing. I'm still getting through Ted Lasso, Loki, Picard, The Walking Dead, and Daryl Dixon. Yes, I forgot. Daryl did get his own spinoff show. I forgot about that. Did you get to watch the Special Forces on Fox Monday nights? Awesome stuff. I watched, I believe, one episode of that. One episode, I believe, I watched. Like I said, it's been really hard. Like the only TV show that I definitely watch all the time is pretty much AEW and WWE because like I'm such a wrestling fan, so I'm always watching, Collision and Rampage and Monday Night Raw. I do watch those, and I watch the pay-per-views and stuff like that. So those are pretty much the weekly TV shows that I keep up to date on. And Chucky, I've been watching Chucky. I'm up to date on that. No, season 3, but I think I'm one episode behind because I've seen 3 episodes, and I think there's 4 episodes out if I'm not mistaken right now. Ted Lasso is an amazing show. I have to watch it. I haven't seen any episodes of Ted Lasso, but I heard it is amazing. TNA, TNA. I know there is TNA still going on out there, and also New Japan Wrestling if you are interested in that. I used to watch and play WWE at high school. For real, man. Wrestling is the best. I still love wrestling, and my son adores it. Having a 5-year-old, 6-year-old son and watching wrestling with him is perfect. It's an absolute fucking dream for me. Do you think Sami Zayn will win the heavyweight title? I'm hoping he does. Sami Zayn fucking deserves it, and I hope he does too. I really do think he will because he deserves it. He is a great wrestler, and he's put in a lot of time, and he deserves it. LA Knight is really popular. Yes, he is, but I don't know why. He's one of those wrestlers that I have no idea why he's so popular, but he is freaking popular, and the fans do love him. The most underrated WWE for me has to be Paul London. Oh, Paul London. Okay, okay. All right, all right. The movie The Iron Claw. Where is it? Yep, the movie The Iron Claw trailer about the Von Erichs. I'm excited. That's going to be amazing, and I probably will cry about that movie. I've seen recently Logan Paul won a title. Yes, Logan Paul did. He won the United States title from Rey Mysterio. I have Norrin as a character on my game in WWE. Yes, Jason the Old Millennial has his own channel. Go over there, sub to his channel, and check out the wrestling video that he did where he made characters, avatars for me, Mike, Chosen One, and a bunch of others. And it was a fun blast. Was a cruiserweight champ. Oh, okay, Paul London is cruiserweight. All right. But yeah, Logan Paul did win the United States title from Rey Mysterio at this past Saudi Arabia pay-per-view that they had, the Crown Jewel, which I really don't like the Crown Jewel pay-per-views because they're really they're non-canon, and I feel like they just happen and it doesn't really have any effect on the actual storylines and stuff like that. But for me, AEW is where it's at right now. I think the best character work, the best wrestlers and everything are in AEW right now. I love WWE to death, but I think AEW has better content going on right now, and I wish more people would watch it because it really is great. It's on TNT and TBS. Those are the channels that you can find AEW on if you haven't seen it yet. Really go watch those shows because they are fantastic. But we are approaching an hour now, and I've been on an hour talking, chatting with you all, answering questions, and talking about movies. And I think now I'm going to call it a night, chill out, like I said, hang out, and probably pass out and get some rest. Maybe I might watch a movie or maybe watch some Scooby Doo. Who knows how I'm feeling? And then pass out. The kids don't got school tomorrow, so I could sleep in a little bit and get some rest because I work that night. So I'll be sleeping in a little bit with the children. But thank you all for sticking around with me, popping by, dropping questions. It was a lot of fun. Logan Paul is not a bad wrestler. I'm impressed with him. I am too, Jason. I told my wife that I'm very impressed with Logan Paul. Thank you, man, for this awesome stream. Thank you, Jason. Everybody, all the Jasons, the three Jasons. Here we go. Right here in the house, three Jasons, and Angel, and everybody who stopped by tonight, even Christian, Planet CHH, Mark, you all are fantastic. You're beautiful people. And like I said, please stop by the channel again. I will be doing more live streams, but also be popping out videos. Like I said, I want to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, When Evil Lurks, and ranking the Scooby-Doo shows and talking about Velma. So that's what's going to be coming down to the channel in terms of content. And good night, you all. I hope you have a safe and happy day. Peace out.